Hey everybody, this is Ben here at That Cologne Guy coming at you with a new tagged episode. Thought I was going to say review, didn't you? This week is different, just like last week, because I am not going to review like I normally do one fragrance. I'm going to do something a little bit special because I got tagged. So last week I did my all-time favorite top 20 women's fragrances, women's perfumes, and I had so much fun doing that episode. I have to say, I really like the reviews, right? We're reviewing them, one in each episode, but it's also fun to do these lists. Okay, I enjoy them equally. And then this week I got tagged by Jay over at CaliReviews. So hi Jay, and thank you very much for tagging me. And this is a series called 13 Questions Get to Know Your Reviewer. And it's the same 13 questions, of course, for every episode. And then he added a bonus 14th question that I'll be answering. So I really have 13 plus a bonus. So make sure you check out his channel. That's Jay over at CaliReviews. He does mostly fragrance, but he also does movies and food. He just does, it's not just fragrance. So check him out. And then I wanted to also, before I begin, welcome all the new subscribers. We have had yet another, just an absolute plethora of subscribers in the last week again, and I really appreciate all of you guys that not only subscribe but also leave comments. And I've really enjoyed the number of comments and getting a chance to chit chat about fragrance with you guys in the comment section. So again, thank you so much. If you just subscribed, my channel is different from others in the sense that I offer unbiased reviews. And I do so in a fiercely independent way, as I like to say. And then I also have a 5-spray rating system. So what I do is at the end of each episode, I put the number of sprays on me that I give as my rating out of 5. So something that I enjoy doing at the end of each episode. Check out the channel too. I also have Amouage playlist for men, Amouage playlist for women. Library collection, Amouage, of course, and then I have a first impression series that I do every summer. So certainly take a look at those episodes and playlists when you get a chance. Thank you very much for promoting the channel and supporting the channel. And what is your scent of the day? So I wanted to ask you guys because I do the reviews each week, right? I actually don't wear a ton of fragrances in my own collection because I wear whatever I'm going to review that week. So because I've had 2 weeks in a row now of special episodes, I have been rocking my Bvlgari Blue, but I like to call it Bvlgari Bleu, because they always use the V instead of U, which is very pretentious and annoying, especially for search engines. But Bvlgari Blue is an amazing freshie. So if you like freshies, if you like the soap / detergent smell, shampoo even, Bvlgari Blue is a great one. What are you wearing? What is your scent of the day or scent of the week? Let us know in the comment box. And as you guys know, this is the channel that welcomes you to your weekend. So happy Friday. And if you're watching this and it's not on a Friday, remember, it's always Friday here at That Cologne Guy. All right, so let's dive in. One rule I just wanted to let you guys know. Not really a rule, but it's like a housekeeping issue here. You guys know, if you follow my channel, I am the Acqua di Gio fanboy. I'm not a Acqua di Gio fanboy. I'm the Acqua di Gio fanboy. So honestly, if with these questions, if they're positive questions, I could probably just say Acqua di Gio for every single one. So here's what we're going to do. I have relegated Acqua di Gio to really 2 questions because I've combined them. And so because otherwise I would just say Acqua di Gio for everything great. So I have a nice mix here, and I hope you appreciate that. All right, so the first question is, what's your newest bottle? My newest bottle is the Terre EDT that I got for Father's Day. And as you can see, I got the Mammoth bottle, 6.7, 200 milliliter. And man, I mean, what can you say? I mean, it's an amazing fragrance. I love the bottle. I love the fragrance, and this is going to be in my top 5 fragrances I originally did not like, and I thought it was kind of hype too much. I sampled it, but as soon as I actually wore it for a couple of days, oh man, I really grew to appreciate it. So my newest bottle is Terre EDT. Number 2, what's your oldest bottle? And my oldest bottle that I still have in my collection, by the way. I take that question to mean that you still have in your collection. My oldest one is this guy, and this is Pure Malt by Thierry Mugler. And Pure Malt is an amazing fragrance. In fact, the reason why it's my oldest is because I really hold this for, I love checking out live music. So this is my concert fragrance and my leather jacket fragrance. When I bust out the leather jacket, this goes along with it. This has a Scotch and tobacco vibe to it. It's just amazing. Pure Malt is a fantastic fragrance, and it's in my top 5 all time. Okay, so number 3 is what is the most expensive in your collection? So the most expensive that I have, because I've sampled all the Amouages. Okay, I just don't have the money to buy those. Wish I did, but I have Acqua di Gio Essenza. So here's how this worked. I bought, it was Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extrême. Maybe there's sport in there, but I bought that one, and I sprayed it, and I got nothing. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if I got a bad bottle. I mean, if you guys have had that one and you didn't get much projection or longevity, let me know on that one, because I spent a lot of money because I got a huge bottle of it. And I'm talking like half hour. I was asking people, can you smell this? And I was just spraying tons and tons on. So I actually returned it, and I got the Acqua di Gio Essenza. People who don't like this one say that there's an odd smelling fish note, kind of like I don't get that at all. And I just think, I love, you can see here, I love the bottle, and Acqua di Gio Essenza is my most expensive bottle that I have ever purchased, and I have zero buyer's remorse. Number 4 is what's the cheapest in your collection? My cheapie has to go to, my all-time has to go to Halston Z14. This is another one. This is a 6.7 fluid ounce, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't say anything on the bottle. It won't, because they don't really put anything on their bottles. This is for the minimalists out there, and Halston Z14 has always been in my collection. It certainly has a mature vibe, and a lot of people talk about that they don't like the reformulations. I actually like them. I like the reformulations because the oak moss is toned down and has a little bit more of a soapy feel to it instead of that kind of in-your-face oak moss. It's certainly not I got this, I think it was like $20, but for a mammoth bottle, it's for 6.7. That's just crazy. It might even have been less, actually. You can get this dirt cheap. It garners compliments, and for the 35 and over crowd, it's certainly a wonderful choice. It's especially for the winter. So that is my cheapest bottle. Number 5. What is my easy reach? My easy reach has always been Chrome, Azzaro Chrome, and I love Azzaro Chrome, and I get a lot of times I find testers. So yeah, there it says it. I don't know if you can see it. It says Demonstration tester. So I got this, I think, for $20 or $25, and I love Chrome because you want to talk about the ultimate fragrance for, like, I don't care about seasons and I don't care about anything. I just want to smell really nice. This will do that. Chrome is any age group. You name it. Some people, the one complaint against Chrome is that they say it smells like Windex. So people who don't like it always complain it's the Windex fragrance. I personally don't think so, obviously, and I've had multiple bottles, and it's just the one I like to wear when I don't want to, worry about anything other than smelling good. So that's my easy reach. All right, so number 6 is, what is your favorite bottle? I'm going to offer you 2. One you can see through and one you cannot. This should give you a different look. And for number 6, what's your favorite bottle in my collection, by the way? The one I'm going to start off with is Bvlgari Man in Black. I absolutely love, look how regal this bottle looks. I told you guys before, I usually keep one bottle out in my bathroom just to show. And so one advantage of a bottle like this is you don't have to worry about the light getting into the bottle. So this is just a wonderful bottle. A lot of attention to detail. Pretty easy to spray. The one thing I have against it is the actual sprayer itself is kind of a dud, and I'm no longer getting. Let's see. Yeah, you see that? I don't know if you could hear that. It makes kind of a noise. I don't know. Something's going on there. And so I'd have to deduct some points if I were reviewing that one. But Bvlgari Man in Black is just a fantastic. Number one, it's a fantastic fragrance, but the bottle is just beautiful, especially for a designer. For less than $100, this really is niche quality, both bottle and the juice. So got to go with that one. And then, you guys, I mentioned earlier for Father's Day, but I just love having this thing out. I love the Terre EDT. It's just beautiful. And I love how you can screw it down, and that way you can spray and then bring it back up again. There's a lot of almost like a Lalique quality to it, or Tiffany's. Really, it's just so pretty, and I love this bottle. I love both of them, and those are my choices. So number 7 is what fragrance? What fragrance do you have the most fond memories of? So. Yeah, for those of us who remember the 70s, can there be any other choice? I mean, I have to go Brut, and I have to call it's the Brut Special Reserve, which was called. I actually looked this up. It's now called Classic. So they used to be by. So Brut used to be owned by Fabergé, and then in 1989 they changed over to Unilever. And so it's now called Classic, and it used to be called Special Reserve. You guys know it, though, because it's the one that's the glass bottle. It's got to be glass. It's the Brut in the glass bottle, and it has actually a chain on it. So, I mean, like a necklace that says Brut. So you can't really get any more 70s than that. And I've talked about this before, and I always say break out the Bee Gees because, it's time for disco and chest hair, folks. And so as far as that was my first fragrance ever. And it will always bring me, fond memories because, of course, it was my very, very first one. And I was, rocking Brut at middle school dances, All right, number 8. What fragrance was not worth the hype? So that one's an easy one. Here's what I did in Fragrantica. You go there and you can search by notes. And what I did was I put in like 4 or 5 of notes that I really, really like. And just my first time, right? The first time I ever did it, and I got one fragrance, because it whittles it down. Like each time you put a note in, right, you get fewer and fewer fragrances. And I put in, 4 or 5 that I really, really liked, and I got exactly one hit. And it was called Tsar, right? Tsar, Tsar. And so I thought, well, I need to get this, right? Because obviously it was meant for me because it has the notes I like, and it's the only one that was made. It was made for me, and all the reviews were good, and so I bought it. I bought it on a blind buy, and oh man, I detested that fragrance, and everyone in the house begged for me to get rid of it. They said it had a very strong old folks home kind of smell to it, very much of a retirement community kind of smell. And I say that with the utmost of respect. Okay, I'm not trying to disparage anything or anyone, but it really did have a very off-putting grandma smell to it, and not in a good way. It just didn't work for me at all. But Tsar was a no-go. That would be a 1 out of 5, which is very sacrilegious for a lot of people because people love that fragrance. So I don't know if I got just a funky bottle, but Tsar had to go. So I traded for that. I traded that one for some other fragrances, and it was long gone out of my collection. That one's an easy one. And so question number 9 was which fragrance was indeed worth the hype, and that has to go to Terre Hermes, because I originally did not like this one. I've already said that, and so I won't spend too much time. But that is going to be definitely on my top 5 fragrances I did not initially like at all, and I didn't want to hear the hype. But wow, was it absolutely worth the hype and so much more. I really, really appreciate this one, and positively love it. I will be keeping this one in my collection. I understand the hype. Okay, so question number 10 is what is your favorite fragrance from your favorite house? So my favorite niche is Amouage, and my favorite designer is Giorgio Armani. But I will, if I only could choose one, right? I would choose Amouage as my favorite house, and that one is easy though, because actually it's hard to choose between Amouage and Armani, but once I commit to Amouage, it's very easy, because Jubilation 25 from me will always be one of the, I can count on one hand how many fragrances I would say that you can review them, but the bottom line is I would point to those fragrances as a microcosm of what it is to be a fragrance, right? When you think of fragrance, you think of this scent. Jubilation 25 is one of those. When you think of just smelling incredibly, why you wear fragrance, and Jubilation 25 is going to be on that list for me. I love Jubilation 25. It's an amazing fragrance, and it is my favorite fragrance from my favorite house. Okay, so for questions 11 and 12, I decided to combine them because they're the same fragrance, and you'll see why in a minute. Question 11 is, what is your most used fragrance? And 12 is, what is your biggest bottle? So I think we all know at this point that my biggest bottle is the Acqua di Gio, and this is a 400 milliliter, so it's a 13 point something ounce, but it's a 400 milliliter. And as far as 11 is what is your most used, yeah, you might say, well, how many bottles of Acqua di Gio have you used? I would say it's around 4,812. I bathed in Acqua di Gio, and I always will. I love Acqua di Gio. I don't see anyone ever, taking. It's the champion. Acqua di Gio is the king. Don't have to like it, but you have to admit. It is the best. So I can hear people unsubscribing as I speak. Okay, so that brings us to question number 13 is, what is your smallest bottle? And I actually got this as a gift. So my smallest bottle comes in this little, I wanted to show you this. This is Oud Geneid. And for the Oud fans out there, you're going to like this one a lot. So it comes in this little container. You see, there we go. I've got my notes over here. That's why I keep going off to the side. You'll have to forgive me. And I have a 3 milliliter bottle. So my smallest bottle, because I don't count samples, right, is Oud Geneid, and it is Burmese oud. And oh man, if you like oud, and you can see it's almost like a roll-on. There we go. Look, if you like oud. Oud Geneid is I don't know if I want to say crown jewel, but it is up there. I really appreciate this one, and you might say, well, this is like a roll-on, whatever. This is very potent, strong stuff that will fill up a room. So you have to be very, very careful. You can see I put in a little tiny dent in there, not much though, because this one, you want to talk beast mode. If you guys have problems with fragrance disappearing on your skin, and you're in colder climates, whoa. Oud Geneid is the one you should consider. Definitely one that I would recommend for the oud fans out there. All right, so on to the bonus question, folks. This is the question that Jay submitted, and it's the 14th question. What is your favorite feminine fragrance that you yourself would wear? So you guys know that last week I did my top 20 women's fragrances, but that was really for what I envision my favorite fragrances on women, and this one is which one from me that I would wear, and the answer is easy because many years ago I bought a fragrance and they threw in a Givenchy Play. So of course I've reviewed recently Givenchy Play Intense, but in the packet they just threw in some samples, and one of them was Givenchy Play for men. And then they also threw in this one. And I just assumed it was for men because I bought a men's cologne, and the other sample, Givenchy Play, was for men. And this one is Black Orchid by Tom Ford, Pour Femme. But I did not know that, so I actually wore the sample of it and loved it. In fact, I was going to get a bottle, and when I went online to buy it, it said Pour Femme, and I was like, really? This one has a delicious black truffle vibe. If you like gourmands, because the black truffle note here is very, very dominant. I really, really appreciate this one. You know, it's clearly unisex. It's jasmine, black truffles, ylang ylang, black currant, and citrus. I mean, have you guys smelled that one? I love Black Orchid. It's just a delicious fragrance and perfect for men or women. I see it really as entirely unisex. So there you have it, folks. Those are my 14 questions and 13 plus the bonus. I really had so much fun going through these. And so at the end of the episode, you're supposed to tag one man and one woman. And so on the man side, I'm going to tag. I looked at his channel to see if he'd already done some of these. I bet he has, a while back. I didn't see any recent though. But the voice of fragrance. So the story behind this is when I first started watching cologne reviews, I used to watch his channel, and I think he was 860 Cologne, if I'm not mistaken, but it's now the voice of fragrance, and he's really interesting. I really enjoy his review, his style, his delivery, and I just happened to see that sometime, I think it was around the turn of the year, it might have been a little bit later on last year, he subscribed to my channel, and I was so happy when I saw that he had subscribed to my channel, and so I will tag him, I will let him know, and I'm sure he's done a few of these already, but I thought of him, and I thank him for subscribing to my channel. On the women's side, I don't know if she'll do it, but I'm going to tag my daughter because she has a channel, Natalia V, and she is into fragrances as well, and I'm sure that I don't know if she'll get to this, but I wanted to tag her nonetheless and see if she gets a chance to work it in her channel. So she's over at Natalia V, so make sure you check out her channel as well. All right, there you have it, folks. I went through the 13 questions. I had so much fun doing this. In the comment section, I'd like you to talk about some of these questions yourself. What is your newest bottle? What is your oldest bottle? Any of the questions at all that came up that you really wanted to talk about, please let us know, and we will have a discussion. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. My plan is to go back to reviewing the First Impressions series fragrances that I'm working on. But if I get a subscriber request, I try my best to work these in. So I certainly appreciate that. I have finally updated my socials, folks. So I am That Cologne Guy on Twitter and also on Instagram. So drop me a DM on Instagram if you have any subscriber requests, or you can think of ways to improve the channel or anything like that. But I will be doing my best to keep those current because I set them up and then I kind of just let it there. But I'm motivated now to be on all of my social media. And there you have it. I really enjoyed this one. I hope you did too. And always remember, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. And then flip it. What number 9 is, what fragrance or which fragrance was indeed worth the hype? And of course, that has to be, again, my top 5 list of ones I didn't like would have to be Terre d'Hermes. I didn't really understand it at first. The whole, remember it was like, I think it was like 06, 07, 08, around there when everybody was wearing these, the EDT and the EDP. And, what is it now again? It's like the Parfum Intense, or I'm not sure. But 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's flip it. And question number 9. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so question number 9 is the opposite version, right? It's what fragrance? 1, 2, 3. All right, so question number 9. 1, 2, 3. All right, so question number 9 was which fragrance? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so question number 9 was which fragrance 1, 2,